Hi Pisces, just doing your new moon reading. Oh, I forgot to give them a split shuffle. So yeah, we're going to do a new moon reading to see where you Pisces guys are at right now, and then what's coming up, so things to be excited about for the next couple of weeks and things to be wary of. So first few cards out will be for general energies, please, for Pisces around the new moon. I'd like 4 cards. 2, 3. One more card, please, for Pisces. Right, let's grab that one as well. Okay, so your first card out, you have the High Priestess. So I feel that for some of you, you'll definitely be tapping into your intuition. You will be following your gut, following your instincts, but also using the gifts that you've got around you. You know, like for example, see, like she's got her hand rested really nicely on this a deer, I think, isn't it? Yeah, a deer. You know, she's got animals around her. There's a unicorn behind her. You know, she stepped out of the forest. She's accepted the help of the forest creatures to find her way out of it. You know, in the way the creatures lead Snow White to the dwarf's cottage. She's come through that. So I think for some of you, you've definitely followed your intuition. You've followed the guides around you, the guideposts, to get you to where you need to be. You've also got the Queen of Cups upright, so big shout out to you guys, you Pisces, who are doing the work on self-love, on getting to the point where you have a full cup to offer other people. You know, she's got the peach there, so things are coming to fruition, so for some of you that's great. You've also got the Page of Swords, so it could be that you're dealing with an air sign and you are starting to receive the messages, the communication that you would like. But if you're dealing with an earth sign, some of you could still have delays on that. So with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like the Page of Pentacles upright is very, very focused on his finances, on his work. So it could be that you're dealing with an earth sign whose focus is elsewhere and not on you, or it could be that you don't feel like you've got enough focus on your finances, particularly after Christmas. You know, it's an overspending time, so it could be that you feel you've lost control of your finances, Pisces, and you need to try and get that back on track. So whether that's doing, you know, maybe you need to do like a cheap month where you just cut back on the luxuries, you know, take that step down at the supermarket from top brand to mid brand to value range. You know, could be something you need to do that. I say, so it won't resonate for everybody. If it doesn't resonate for you and you would like a personal reading, then drop me a DM and we can sort something out for you. So we're going to have a couple of cards for things to be excited about over the next couple of weeks between the new moon and the full moon. So things for Pisces to be excited about over the next couple of weeks, please. Whoa, okay. Felt like something flipped there. Right, okay. So I'm going to take those 4. So things to be excited about. So you've got the illusion, the moon card. So you've got that with the 2 of rods. So things to be excited with that is the moon, like this chick here is just having a lovely, lovely time. Like, yes, there's illusion. There's things that are obviously not true, you know, and that could be down to spending time watching TV, watching films, reading books, losing yourself in something that isn't necessarily true but is helpful for you. But also be excited that I think because it's with the 2 of rods. So for me, this 2 of rods in this deck is very much about having a higher view of things, of, you know, because he's on the stilt, so he's able to see what's going on, so he can decide which way he's going because he has an overview, so he can see where there's a clear path to take. So I think be excited that there is a clear path ahead of you, and you will be able to find it in the next couple of weeks. And it might not be strictly true. You might find this path that is giving you temporary joy, which is something to be excited about, because, you know, temporary joy is still joy. You also got the 10 of Swords in reverse with the Knight of Rods. So the 10 of Swords in reverse for me is about things not being over. And the Knight of Rods is, particularly in the reverse, is not coming forward with the action, not putting plans into action, not dealing with things, not taking the steps necessary. Because that's fallen in your things to be excited about. I would say don't beat yourself up. If you have a period of time where you feel you're not making the effort, then there's nothing wrong with that. If you need to take a couple of weeks out, Pisces, to just break, then absolutely do it. And you don't need to be all, you know, anguished about it. You don't need to have that. It's, you know, yes, it's not going to be over. You know, the time that you've got where you're not making the effort might carry on for a little while. And so what? If you want to take a break and you don't, you know, you feel, if maybe you feel that other people are trying to push you to act and to behave and to charge on, but you don't need to. Follow your gut, follow your instincts. So cards for things to be wary of, please. I love that we're supposed to get 2 cards out for each one. We've had a 4 and a 3. Okay, so got the Ace of Swords now. I feel like this looks like it should have been the other way around. So be wary of a new... Be wary of trying to start something new. Because where you've got the Ten of Swords in reverse is something to be excited about. And your warning is starting something new. For me, that if you read those two together, it's a little bit like... Be wary of trying to force a new start. And be settled and excited and happy with the fact that it is still going on and you are where you are, rather than trying to force something new. Because actually, you've also got the 9 of Cups and the 2 of Cups in reverse. So, you know, be wary of too much partying, of maybe in the next couple of weeks, it takes out through the rest of Jan. Yeah, so, you know, at the end of dry January, maybe, you know, for example, if you're doing dry Jan, you get to the end and you suddenly binge, you overeat, you overdrink, you account for the fact that you've had this sort of quiet time in this period where you haven't been doing anything. Be wary of partying too hard. And also you've got the 2 of Cups in reverse, so be wary of false connections, of false people, you know, who are potentially promising you the earth and promising you that, and saying to you, oh, you know, you're my soulmate, oh, I think this of you, you know, we've known each other before, we're past lives, all that sort of stuff. Beware, I don't want another card for that. Or it could be wary of saying that to other people if you don't fully believe it. I have another card for the 2 of Cups. So we've got the Page of Cups in reverse. So it could be that you're dealing with another water sign who isn't behaving from a I'm not saying immature love, but or maybe someone's a little bit jaded by love, because there's the traditional isn't innocent. So maybe it's more that someone that if you're dealing with another water sign, they're not giving you the soulmate because they're jaded by love and they're over it, and maybe they've had their heart broken one time too many, maybe they've partied too hard, they've had too much fun, that now they're like, no, I don't want that soulmate, I don't want all that, like 9 of Cups, I don't want that 10 of Cups situation, I don't want a 2 of Cups. I'm jaded by what's happened to me, I'm jaded by the heartbreak, and this is what I want to settle for. So I would say, yeah, be wary that someone, there might be someone you're dealing with who, if they're jaded by love, that doesn't mean that you have to be. Just because they're too old for fairy tales doesn't mean you have to settle for that, Pisces, because actually no one's too old for fairy tales. So Archangel Animal cards, just for a little bit of final advice for Pisces, please. So final advice for Pisces in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so you've got the Swan. So demonstrate grace and majesty. So I think the advice for that, Pisces, is, if you look at swans are incredibly strong and incredibly graceful, and the image that they portray, from above the water, they look like they're just sailing along, and the old saying is obviously that you can't see what's going on underneath the waterline, that their legs are kicking furiously. What they demonstrate is grace and majesty. So they're showing the outside world that they are totally in control. They're sailing on through. And you know what? Things might not be over. They might be in a little bit of a state of anguish, but they'll do it gracefully. They might have someone they're dealing with who is not coming through with the action, but you know what? They're graceful in it. And grace is such a wonderful thing. They could be dealing with someone who is jaded and isn't offering them a soulmate connection, but they're doing it gracefully. So I think that actually very rarely comes out for me, so it's a really nice card to see it for once in a while. And I really like swans, although I always panic that they can break your arm. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Sorry for my rambling off at the end. As I say, if it doesn't resonate for you, then give me a shout. If you'd like a private reading, we can organise that. If not, I will see you soon. Take care.